Yo, what is good, YouTube? Ninetail Hedgehog back for another banger of a video. Today is an NFL topic, since, the conference championship game is coming up. I'm like, you know what? Let's just drop an NFL video because why not? The person we're going to be talking about is Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. Since 2016, I know he's won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Impressive. Him and Zeke were that duo. That man was like fourth round pick. Dak Prescott, by the way. But then things start dwindling for his career. Been in the league for 8 seasons. For 8 seasons. And he still hasn't got to a conference championship game. Okay, 2017. Ezekiel Elliott was suspended for 6 games. Dak did not look the same. And there was a narrative that Dak gets carried by Zeke, which most of it was true. And then 2018, they did overachieve, eventually losing to the eventual NFC champion Rams at the time. But then in 2019, they had a chance to make the playoffs that year. Week 16, 2019. The Eagles in Philadelphia. All the Cowboys had to do was win that game, but they failed. Blew that opportunity. And they ended up missing the playoffs and the division. Ezekiel Elliott got shut down in that game. Dak Prescott did nothing in that game. Cowboys offense scored 9 points. Dun dun dun. That when it mattered the most, Dak Prescott shrunk. When your running back isn't doing so well, you're going to have to step it up. And in 2020, they missed the playoffs too. 2021 lost at home against the 49ers, and then lost to the Niners in the divisional round the following year. And then not one of Dak Prescott's worst playoff game against the Green Bay Packers. The 7-seeded Packers. First-year quarterback Jordan Love outplayed him. And Cowboys fans, y'all can talk about, oh, look at those yards Dak Prescott had. I mean, Dak Prescott threw a pick 6. Threw 2 interceptions in that game. Most of his yards and touchdowns came in garbage time, stat padding, because the Packers were literally resting their starters. And then when that league was shrinking, they're like, all right, we're going to put in the starters. We can't afford to lose this big lead. The Packers overachieved. The Cowboys underachieved. The 7-seeded Green Bay Packers beat the 2-seeded Cowboys. The Cowboys were literally undefeated at home that year. That meant nothing. Dak Prescott looked awful. Like, whenever there's a big game, Dak Prescott, he shrinks. He stat pads. He's not an elite quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback, but he's not like a great quarterback or elite quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Like Lamar, he's currently in a conference championship game right now. Joe Burrow, been in multiple conference championship games and Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, he's been to a conference championship game and a Super Bowl. Josh Allen's been to a conference championship game. Like, even Joe Burrow literally went to the Super Bowl with a bad offensive line. How many times are you going to keep making excuses for Dak Prescott? You blame Jason Garrett. You blame Kellen Moore. Now you blame Mike McCarthy. It's like, When are you gonna start holding Dak Prescott accountable, Cowboys fans? You want to talk about how Dak Prescott owns the NFC East and he owns the Eagles. Really? Is that your biggest accomplishment? Owning the Eagles and owning the NFC East when the Eagles literally been to multiple Super Bowls while Dak Prescott was on the Cowboys? Like, Dak Prescott is not even the best quarterback in the NFC East. Jalen Hurts is better. And it's not even close. Like, Jalen Hurts, he took over for Wentz. And he was able to get the Eagles better. Like, Jalen Hurts literally went to the Super Bowl. Would have won if their defense didn't suck. He even outplayed the Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes. Like, literally. Like, Stafford is better than Dak Prescott. Like, once he was traded to the Rams, he ended up winning the Super Bowl. He did better. Like, even Jared Goff, he's been to multiple conference championship games. And he's been to a Super Bowl. And he was in the same draft class as Dak Prescott. Well, I don't know, man. Cowboys fans, did y'all do all this coddling for Tony Romo like you're doing for Dak Prescott? Like, are you serious? Like, Dak Prescott is not a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. You cannot win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott. Hopefully I'm wrong. But he's not elite. He stat pads as well. And every time the Cowboys beat the Eagles, they act like it's their Super Bowl. Like, no. Does Dak Prescott own a conference championship game appearance? No. So y'all can shut up about Dak owning the Eagles when one of their wins was against the Eagles in 2017 when the Eagles were literally resting their starters. Like, quit this coddling of Dak Prescott, please. Gotta hold him accountable. Not saying he's a bad quarterback, but he's not this elite quarterback, not Super Bowl caliber. Always stat padding, definitely stat padding in that Packers game, definitely. Like, who else are you gonna blame for Dak Prescott's shortcomings? I truly wonder. What? Are you guys gonna start um holding him accountable? I don't know why Rex Ryan's defending Dak Prescott. No one should be defending Dak Prescott after that poor performance. Like, it is. It's just what he is. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you guys have a good one.